yeah, massive night, and we got to the point I thought, where is Jacob? You know, we're not even engaged. Does he even love me?
Yeah.
We've come to Bali
Why
together.
does he get
I'm still
drunk like
waiting.
this?
Where is he? Oh my god, I could have lit on fire. She had a cigarette in her hand and she was face planted on my dress. I was like, oh my god.
Give me this, pout like this, kissy face, sultry eyes. Just give me sultry eyes. Come on, give it to me more.
Just enjoy every second, because you know your wedding ideally only happens once, Jacob.
Here we go again.
All right, so let's start from the start, which is the engagement. Because the whole wedding planning starts from the engagement, so that's why. Yeah, tell us about yours.
Wow.
So
where do we begin?
We'll begin at the beginning when I thought I was getting engaged. So
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
with the beginning when I came home from the trip.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, so Jacob went to work, left his laptop open, and unlocked.
Had a couple of websites.
A few websites, 7. Good
There were
effort.
rings.
Yeah, they were rings, luckily. Otherwise, I would have left him. No, they were 7 wedding ring pages open, and he was looking. A couple of weeks later, I thought, oh my gosh, it's going to happen. We had been together 4 years at that point, so decent amount. And I thought, oh my gosh, it's going to happen. A couple of weeks later, saw him on his little banking app. There was a skull and crossbones with like quite a decent amount of money saved in there. I thought, oh my gosh, we're going to get engaged. It's so exciting. I'm so excited. And we purchased our first home together. You know, it's the next thing that's going to roll around. And lo and behold, 3 years later, I was still waiting.
Just 3 years after that
3 years
Okay.
after I spotted the
It's
money
2
in the
It's
rings.
2 years. It's 2 years.
2 years, okay,
Yeah.
okay, exaggeration.
Yeah, but in terms of the actual proposal as
Yes.
such, so I mean, I started saving, but then we moved into our new home. There's things to buy like a couch and TV, some of
Really
these
big TV.
necessities that you need. So that Skull and Crossbones account soon became a free for all for general household items, which postponed the wedding ring. Or the
Shopping.
engagement ring spend.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we were, 2019, I think we were planning a holiday, and we were thinking of Bali, and we organised with a couple of friends to go, Dylan and Nadine, and I knew then, okay, cool, this is it. We're going to go away. I'm going to do this romantic, big
Grand gesture.
big grand gesture, me dropping a knee, and it's going to be amazing, and it's going to have beautiful views, and this is my vision.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got the ring made. We got it done at Neve and Sloane.
Yeah.
After getting some hints from my sister-in-law of what she likes and what, because they've been talking about it, and so I got the ring.
Still waiting.
Got the ring made. We picked it up at the airport because it was duty free.
Yeah.
So that was a way to cut costs and save a little bit of money. When we got to the airport, Nadine was out with Gabs, and they were looking at perfumes and that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so Dylan and I were like, "Oh, we're just going to go look at laptops and headphones." So we can scoot off. So we ended up picking up the ring. It was like, oh shit, now we've got the cargo.
Yeah.
Anyway, fast forward, we get to Bali, we go out, we have a massive night, as you do, and
massive night, and we got to the point I thought, where is Jacob? You know, we're not even engaged. Does he even love me?
Yeah.
We've come to Bali
Why
together.
does he get
I'm
drunk
still
like
waiting.
this?
Where is he? He must be drunk. Then found him outside. You know, in Bali, you don't really go like cruising around the streets, laying down to sleep in a pile of concrete mix. But that's where I found him. You know, he was playing with fire.
Yeah. So was this at night?
This is at night.
This is the first night that we got there. It's just like, welcome to Bali. This is what you do. A couple of bintangs and you're out in the streets and sleeping in a pile of concrete.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, that was embarrassing. I was like, he's drinking because he doesn't love me anymore. You know, as you do. Yeah. And so I thought it's all over. So
lo and behold, she didn't realise
he was stress drinking. That was really what was happening.
Had already planned that this is what we were going to do. So fast forward a couple of days later. The next day we have another big night, and then I knew that the following day, because we'd already pre-booked this boat trip out to one of the islands off Bali. So it was like big night, went out, woke up early in the morning, and we got to the dock to get on this boat. About 5 minutes into this boat ride, it was a rickety old boat.
Yeah.
The swells were massive, and we didn't realise it was like a 2-hour boat ride to get to where we were needing to be.
And one of the scariest parts actually with that boat was like this old like tinny boat.
Yeah.
The swells, we're talking because they're flooring it.
Yeah.
I don't think nobody really wears life jackets or anything. They're flooring it, but the bottom of the boat, I don't know what you call it. It's so low, the waves are like sticking up a meter out the back as we're flying through the water for 2 hours straight, and it was nerve-wracking.
Yeah, and we're all hungover, and we just had a breakfast, and I had instant regrets of getting some eggs on toast with a coffee, because 5 minutes in, my stomach's gurgling, and it's ready to do things that I can't do on a small boat out in the middle of the ocean. So that was what was adding to a bit of stress. Then we get to where we were supposed to be, which was swimming with the manta rays.
And that was epic.
So that was great,
really cool.
but all I could think of is hold on. This is not the time. And then again, we're there for about, I don't know, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and then it's like, cool, get back on the boat. And now I'm thinking, great, we're heading back to the island. I might be able to release myself.
Another 2-hour ride.
No, sorry, it was just around.
20 minutes,
so it's going to be another like 20-minute boat ride to get to this particular island we were trying to get to. And so then the captain of the boat was like, no, we'll just pull over here and we'll just do a little swim around in this little lagoony area. And I'm just like, oh God, just get me on the land. I need to relieve myself. And so again, we're there maybe 20 minutes, back on the boat, and then we get to land. I'm like, shit, here we go, finally. Anyway, couldn't find a toilet, so then we went up the...
You did go to the toilet anyway.
No, we went up the mountain. We went up the mountain halfway, and then we got to this like restaurant, cafe, bar type of thing. Yeah. And then that's where I could finally take it easy, relax a little, if you catch my drift. And then it was another hour in a rickety car up a mountain that had no roads.
It was all gravel roads, and you're winding everywhere, and all still very hungover. But we made it in the end, and the island that we're talking about is Nurse Penida Island, and that overlooks like this beautiful, stunning beach, and it's a big winding cliff. Sometimes you can walk down it. Not that day. That day.
So we get there, and I'm thinking, shit, okay, here we go. We're on now. And then we get there, and there's just hundreds and hundreds of people, and I'm like, shit.
His plans kind of went
this
out
grand gesture is now going to have people in the background staring or taking photos of us. I was like, I thought this was going to be a little bit more intimate. Anyway, I was like, well, we're here now. I've already committed. So instead of heading towards a crowd, we headed away from them, and we went around this little cliffy area, saw a little opening in some bush. And in Bali, they don't have any safety walls or anything like that, so it was just bush, cliff, ocean. And so I was like, this is it. And I gave my mate a nod and said, yep, I'm doing it here. Get your phones ready. Pulled Gabi aside and into this little opening in the bush. I made sure that my back was to the cliff, and she was looking out, dropped a knee, popped the question, and I thought, well, shit, if she says no, I can just easily fall back here and let Jesus take the wheel. So fortunately she said yes, and so a very hungover and soon to be sunburnt couple. We were we were riding pretty high. It was
pretty epic, right? There's a big story to it, so it's quite fun.
Did you see it coming at all?
Absolutely not. I think I realised what was happening was when he hugged me and I could feel the box on my back. And then I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I started panicking. And then he knelt down by the edge of the cliff, and I thought I had to see it. No,
I trapped it.
No, it was pretty cool. And we got some epic photos out of it, and that were luckily away from people because, you don't realise there's so many tourists around. Because I remember Nadine was like, you should pick a dress. Like, let's wear dresses at Nurse Penida. I was like, why? Why would I do that? So I was,
mountain.
I was saturated. My hair was still wet, and I was in my gym gear.
We just got out of the ocean. We've just been in a hot. It's hot. It's humid. It's sunny, so you got sunglasses on. And then
it is what it is.
Natural habitat.
Nice.
So that's how we got engaged. That's how I proposed.
That was cool.
And then we got on the boat to come home, and I was riding on a high, so I jumped in the water because we pulled off to look at the turtles. That is
right.
I jumped in the water with my phone in my pocket. Lost all the photos and videos of.
And we luckily, they went to the cloud. Thank God.
Oh, yeah.
They went to the cloud.
I lost a couple because
Yeah.
just the connection and the download. But yeah, so I jumped in the water with
So-
my phone in pocket.
Oops.
Like
Don't
you
do
just
that.
jumped in.
Yeah, they were like, oh, we're going to do, you can do some snorkeling here and
Oh,
have
yeah.
a look at the, there should be turtles, and then there wasn't turtles, and I just jumped in thinking, shit, I'm riding a high. I just got engaged. Jump in the water. Shit.
Yeah, and I'm just going around everywhere like this the rest of the time in Bali.
Yeah.
Don't lose the ring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's funny.
Nice. So once you propose, like once you now you're engaged.
Yeah.
And once the proposal is done and you're engaged, what happens next? Like,
You just walk around with a big rock on your
yeah, you first take selfies with the ring. You're like,
Yeah, you get used to the ring being on there.
Yeah.
You
then-
you say things like, hello, fiance.
I don't like doing that. I don't do pet names, so I didn't even do that. But
yeah.
Good morning, fiance. Yeah, and that gets really tired really quickly.
It's actually something, though, that is such a short period in the end of being able to call each other your fiance. It's something that should be enjoyed, that a lot of people just speed through. Like, I guess our engagement wasn't that long, was it? It was just 1 year. Year and a half, yeah. Yeah, which is definitely a part that I would say to people enjoy, because you are ideally only engaged once.
Yeah.
Jacob. He's been married before.
Full side note, I've been married before and not quite proud of it, but it is what it is.
No, but like, how do you decide on a date? Like, okay,
that was...
Oh my gosh,
So
yeah.
after you come from Bali, right?
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
you've had this massive holiday,
Yeah.
everything, and then on top of it, you've also now engaged.
Yeah.
So, like, what do you like come back, and how do you decide on like the date and things
I
like that?
think we didn't really jump into planning weddings straight away.
We
It was-
enjoyed, like, I think 6 months of just nothing. Like, we were
Okay.
just
It was
engaged.
being-
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think that next step was engagement party. Was
Yeah.
probably
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
what we wanted to plan, and then we didn't set a date before
No.
then.
Yeah.
So I think we wanted to do those little milestones,
Yeah.
and then
We were looking,
that.
though. We probably started looking around January.
Yeah.
So we got engaged in the August.
in the August
Yeah.
2019, and then we
Yeah.
started looking for venues. Probably Jan 2020.
So without even deciding a date, you just went.
No,
looking.
because we were thinking, okay, well, let's look at the venue, see what we like, and then whatever date works for them works for us. We weren't in a rush.
Yeah.
But we wanted to find the right place for us that worked for us. And
Yeah. And then little did we know what was going on in Wuhan, China,
Oh,
in January 2020. But yeah, and then we planned our engagement party for, I think it was
it was
March.
March the 14th.
March the
I
14th
loved.
was our
Yeah.
engagement party.
Mhm.
And then a couple of days later,
It was at the engagement party. Everyone's like, have you heard about what's happening?
we went into lockdown.
You're going to lose your job. I said, what are you talking about? Oh, well, I think
Oh, so someone
think
tell you
everyone's...
you're going to lose your
People
job.
said, oh, you might look cool, because I was an international
Yeah, I
flight
know,
attendant.
but like,
Yeah, and people straight away started
Yeah.
saying this at my engagement party. I was like, oh, okay, not really what I want to talk about, so it's not.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it. Not really what I want to talk
Drink,
about
please.
at the party.
yeah,
And so we kind of just shoved it under the rug. We didn't think about it
yeah,
at all. And then when did we? I'm not sure exactly when we booked the venue,
Well-
but we visited a lot of venues.
Yeah.
And when we did pick one,
yeah.
it was like 10 months away that we were getting married. We went into the lockdown, and that's when we decided that we would postpone it. But when I was ideally choosing a wedding date, I actually researched weather. So I went on the, I don't know how you find it, just Googled not ancient weather, but
Weather.
that would be too far back.
Jeez, what happened
Like
in
the trend
15,000 BC?
No, okay, so I just like Googled the last 5 years of weather in
Yeah.
January, and then I did the same February, and I made myself a little graph, and on a table, and I just put it out there to see, okay, what days in the month did it rain?
Yeah.
Like, what was the humidity like? What was the temperature like? What do I want to be? Because I don't want to be super hot on my wedding day or get overheated.
Yeah,
So
and then also some
we
advice
based
from
it around
friends.
that.
Yeah.
Also some advice around like some friends who
Yeah.
were like,
January is
if you look
still
in
hot.
January, then it's going to be the height
Yeah.
of summer, and whether or not you
February
guys
rains,
can do
as we know.
all the
Yeah.
all the sun and
Yeah.
hot, and then what are you going to wear and
Yeah.
that, and then but then obviously we were like, well, we want to avoid rain because
Yeah.
then that's going to impact on potential photos or
Yeah.
outdoor and that type of thing. So yeah, our window was probably between what was probably between January, like mid-Jan to
so we were
April.
thinking it was either January or it was April because March was our birthdays and we didn't want like another thing happening. And then look, we had a child in March too. So
so there's everything.
we didn't avoid that.
You just do one party in March, like this massive party.
March will be our going away month, like go on holiday in March. So originally January 15th.
Yeah.
And then when we went into like a second lockdown, that's when we decided, okay, that's not going to work. It's too risky. Let's move it a little bit. So we moved it to the April. Yeah. Which was a safe bet because there was lockdowns in that January.
The place that we booked, they came out and emailed everyone saying, hey, with everything that's going on, all the uncertainty, we can offer you to change dates if you wanted to, and you wouldn't lose your deposit. It's completely fine as long as we can accommodate, then we will. And so we took them up on that offer. We just said, well, instead of getting married on the 15th of Jan, what dates do you have later on in the year? And they had a couple of weekends and Fridays in April. So we thought, well, that might work out best. Funnily enough, the date we chose, it was actually another friend of ours had chosen that date and sent out save the dates. But they ended up postponing their wedding further, so then we were like, oh, well.
So the group of friends were still kind of available for the...
Yeah,
everyone was still available.
It was just a bit of a fluke because we didn't know it was their date till after.
So that's how we came up with the date. It was almost like, we didn't choose a specific date that was important to us or anything like that. We were kind of wanting to figure out, well, where do we want to get married, and then what availability do they have, rather than this is our date and then try and find a venue that was like, oh no, we don't do that, or fall in love with the place and they're like, oh, we don't have that date. So we were very flexible.
But all that you did to avoid the rain, but honestly, like
it rained.
It rained, but like that, your rain photo is like by far my favorite and the best one I've done so far. Like I would have done at least 20 rain photos, but that one is like the best one.
I know, it looked amazing, because it was really misty sort of rain, wasn't it? Yeah.
And I still use it as a promo.
Yeah. So cool. I know, I love looking back at it. I was reading the caption again the other day, like how the lady face planted on me in that photo.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
That was the best part,
I shot Katie's...
That's Katie and Craig, was it?
Yeah, Katie and Craig.
Yeah.
And they remember the lady as well.
Oh my God, I could have lit on fire. She had a cigarette in her hand and she was face planted on my dress. I was like, oh my God.
Memories that you...
I don't remember what you said.
You
did
like,
say
let me flick out your chain. We're like, no, we don't need it. And then she face planted.
We're okay. Thank you, lady. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. And now your face planted the floor. Nice.
No, it was great. It's not a good wedding unless something dramatic happens, right? And we had a lot of dramatic things happen on the wedding day, which is all part of the fun.
Yeah. But that's it. It's like you plan for things, but... plans go to shit sometimes. It is what it is. Yeah.
So when you got say now you've gone and finalized a place and then they've told you how much approximately it's going to cost. Yeah. Is that when you start making a budget or?
Yeah, so I was figuring out where like the biggest. So we wanted to do the big ticket items and figure those out, and then work within the budget. So we knew we wanted this particular venue, and it was going to cost X amount of X amount per head, which is what we wanted, as opposed to. The good thing about the place that we chose, Markovina, was that there was an all-inclusive package. So drinks package and food was all included. Yeah. And that's what we wanted. Something that we was like, cool, one place, one-stop shop for everything. Yeah. So that was really good. So once we knew that, then we knew, cool, that's a big chunk of our costs. Yeah. And then we knew, okay, well, what do we want? Decorations? We could take it or leave decorations. What's more important? And so my non-negotiable was I wanted a live band. Yeah. That's just what I wanted. Yeah. I've been to weddings with DJs and been to weddings with bands, and I just love the band vibe. Yeah. So that was kind of my non-negotiable. Likewise. And then Gabi's non-negotiable was the flowers. The flowers. Yeah. So it was... Okay, you're in charge of that. And then I was in charge of finding the band. Yeah. And then and
they did take the stress of like delegating things to each other to do. Yeah. Jacob was great with the venues because when I was back then I was a flight attendant, right? So I couldn't go a lot of the time to see these places. So he scoured and found the ones that he liked, and then we went together when I got home. Yeah. But that was again part of the reason like the type of venue that we were after. We wanted things easy, because I was not going to be here much. So I wanted it easy and straightforward and just all available on site. And I didn't want to have to deal with carting things in. You know, some people love that. Yeah.
And we've been to a couple of weddings where it's like a
into the cost.
DIY and everything's brought to the venue, and then you have this amazing day, and then everyone comes back to help pack down, and it's quite a stressful morning the day after. So we wanted as little responsibility the day after as possible, and then we also just wanted everything to be there set up already, and then we don't
and
have to worry about
Markovina is really good for that as well.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Did you see a lot of other venues, or was it like
Maybe 6? No, not 6.
We visited, we had like 5 or 6 on the radar, and then we visited 3. Markovina was the 3rd, and we just thought, this is it.
Okay. So you didn't even go to the other ones.
No, so we went to 2,
and
then we went to Markovina on the 3rd, and I was like, no, that's it, we're done. This is it. This is the place, and that's when we were asked the dates.
That's cool.
And so,
you kind of just know when you know, right?
Exactly.
So we booked the venue, and we knew we worked out what the quote for we got the quote for what that would be, and then we got the quote for the band, we got the quote for the flowers.
No, roughly. We did. So we did the venue, and then I found you guys. The band was much later down the track because
you know what, I forgot I even told you.
The photographer is very important. So it's like wedding here, and then you need photos for a wedding, right? So that was next for me, and then the band, and then the flowers. So I found you guys on a really great group, which all of my friends have used since, I think, I'm pretty sure. It's wedding discussion page, and it's on Facebook. So I went on there, and I was just searching photographers, and your name kept coming up, tagged by people, and just some epic photos, and they were really unique ones that we really loved, and we wanted that, and so that's when we started reaching out.
Gabi was in charge of the photos, and she was like, what do you think of these 3? And I was like, photos are photos, lame. This was my opinion back then. I've now since been open to the art of photography. But and then Gabi showed me, I think it was a photographer that shot Bowden Barrett's wedding. And I was like, cool. And then she showed me your photos, and I was like, oh wow, actually I quite like it's like, these are quite cool, and different shots and different angles. And then I think it was one where you like shot in the dark, and it was a pretty cool.
It's really good photo, and because it was Markovina. So Markovina.
Oh and the barrels, was that the one?
No, it was in the hall. You know, with the chandelier. Doing a twirl or something. It looked so cool.
It looked brilliant. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then also you shot it with Markovina before, so I was like, oh, awesome. So you already know that. And then again, I was just like, cool, book them in, sweet, too easy. And then obviously we did the engagement shoot, and that's when I fell in love with you.
Me too. Sorry, Gabi. We've done how many shoots so far? So we've done the engagement shoot. We did the wedding, and then
my birthday and Brady.
I forgot the birthday. So 4.
I was thinking about that. So it's been 4, and then obviously, like the next time we have another baby, we'll do another one. It's all very
ingrained in our lives.
I know, you kind of get a photographer, and then I was saying to my mum the other day, I was like, you get a photographer, and and they're just going to be your photographer for life if you're obviously working there. You keep doing photos.
And like I said, when we did that engagement shoot, it's like I just feel so uncomfortable posing for photos. Like I prefer candid photos. And then we had that we were doing the consultant part of things, and you were wanting to figure out. When we made that
fabric, was it?
You're just wanting to know what type of vibe we are, and what are we after, and what's our vision. And I was just like, well, 30 minutes, that's all you're getting from me of photos. The rest I just want of the guests and interactions and things like that. And you're like, no. buddy. Okay, here we go. And then you took me through the process, and then we did the engagement shoot. It just felt a little bit more natural and didn't feel like we were posing. It was quite comfortable.
I just like to know what the couple wants as well, because it's at the end of the day, it's your day, and you want it to go a certain way. If you give me 10 minutes, I can do something in 10 minutes. But if I know that I've only got 10 minutes, I'll run it that way. And if I know I've got an hour and a half, I'll run it the other way. So will it involve more people and like the bridal party but we've had. So because this whole season was in rain, we had one wedding where it was just like 5 minutes of portraits.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Literally 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And actually 4 minutes and 40 seconds because I timed it. I was I need to tell the story because it was raining and the bride did not want her dress to get dirty.
Yeah.
Oh, that was like me. That was like me.
But no, we did. We walked around quite a bit. And
Yeah, everyone. I made you guys carry my dress.
which is okay. Like, even if it's not raining, we'd carry the dress anyway. I always say, like, the first thing you do as a husband is carry that dress.
Mm-hmm.
That's your first job.
The first job is not standing on the dress.
Oh my gosh, yes, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's how we came up with the budget. Was we looked at the big ticket items and then we added that up and was like, okay, cool. Well, this is what it's going to cost.
Yeah.
These are our non-negotiables, so it is what it is, and then we filtered things around that. So things were a little bit too pricey in terms of some decorations. We just flagged it, and we thought, nah, it's not within the budget. Or we brought it back and scaled it back and said, no, well, we instead of doing this, we might do this.
Yeah,
and like with my wedding dress, I decided not to get a bespoke one made or anything. I got something off the rack, but it still looked beautiful. And that was a major price savings because I think I paid $3,000 for my dress, including the alterations and the veil, whereas you can get a bespoke one and they're anywhere from like $8,000 plus. So that was a big savings point.
But that was again, you got to work out what your non-negotiables are. You know? So some people are like, no, the wedding dress must be exactly how I picture it, and it's like, cool, that's your non-negotiable. It is what it is. So
there's a funny story about the wedding dress. Like when I was starting and I was doing the first year, we did weddings for like very, very cheap because I wanted to do as many weddings as I can and like get a portfolio. So I did one wedding, and after that on the wedding discussion group, the bride posted about selling her dress, and she was selling it for less than half a price, and it was still more than what she paid me.
Oh wow! And that's when you realized.
And I was like, "Whoa, that's a lot of money for a dress." Like that's when I came to know that dresses are expensive. Because I didn't know dresses are that expensive. But then now I've also worked with some bridal like designers and stuff. So now I know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So that's budgeting.
Yeah,
right. But your suit was cool as well. It wasn't like the plain. I remember it because it was. I really liked it.
Yeah, you didn't want a black one.
I didn't want a plain colour. I thought. I wanted something a little different. So.
Yeah. It was nice.
Because I looked at wedding dresses actually in the States. There was a really nice bridal shop next to the hotel we stayed. I thought, okay, the ones in New Zealand are actually really nice. These look nice. And I went and tried some on. They were outrageous, like $10,000 US, and they look like poo. They didn't look good at all. So I quickly realised. Just depends where you go.
And how did you decide on the theme of the wedding? So I know you like pink, right?
Yeah. I'm not wearing it now, but I love pink.
Yeah.
I had a really hard time with bridesmaids' dresses. They were really last minute because I had a pregnant bridesmaid, so the dress kind of had to fit everybody. So it was a little bit harder to find, but I still went with the blush pink. I wanted blush pink. And then when it came to the venue, Markovina's like a vineyard, so it's the vines and everything around. So there's a lot of greenery. And I wanted to still work with that and have like white tablecloths, but then I wanted to put the pink in because it's obviously my favorite color, and I just couldn't not. And my friend was the one that did the florals, and she did a stunning job. And I said, these are the flowers I like. Orchids have to be in my bouquet. That was non-negotiable. And I said, just go crazy, and this is my image. And I just showed her a bunch of florals that I liked, but having to have the pinks and like the white roses and such, and greenery still in it. And then I got her to just do what she was imagining. Get creative with it, and she did a fantastic job. Like, it blew me away because when we came in to get married, I came to go to the aisle, you see the reception area first, and it just adds to that, oh my god, and like, it's all pulling together before you even go down the aisle. So the second obviously those doors open, I was crying.
So we just decided, hey, you just get creative, just do what you want. We trust you, and at the end of the day, again, it is what it is.
The cool thing was your mum married you guys, right?
Yes.
And
so that was a money saving thing in a way. So that was her second official wedding. The first one was only like a couple of weeks beforehand, and so she became a celebrant to do my wedding.
Okay.
And but yeah, she was very nervous, but she did an excellent job, and that's one part I love about the way my mum does weddings, because she did ours first, and she takes very personal parts, you know, of your story, and she asks you separately about things that you like about each other and all that sort of stuff, and turns it into a story, and you don't hear it unless you want to, but you don't hear it before the wedding.
Yeah.
So when it's getting read to you during the ceremony, it's like quite emotional, because you wouldn't even pick up that they've picked up on those things. Like Mum mentioned in the ceremony, she goes, one of the biggest things that I love about your relationship is the amount of trust you have in each other. Yeah. Because not everybody does, and we're very lucky that we have so much trust in each other, and that was really, really nice. That was really
she put a nice spin on it, and we've been to a few weddings, and you see celebrants, you see ministers do the weddings, and then you just pick up on things that you like or you don't like or you prefer. So we told her what we want and what we see.
So you did tell her like this is.
She came to us and just said, "Hey, what type of thing do you want?" And we were just like, "Well, hey, you do what you do, but I guess we just wanted a bit more like this." Yeah. And then she was like, "Well, these are my ideas. This is what I've got. I need you guys to write me a little something about each other, and then I'll add that in where I see fit." And she structured it really well. Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, she didn't do it cookie cutter style. She wanted to make it unique to us, and that's what she's been doing ever since. She makes it very unique to each couple, and that's what does make it so special. You don't have to rush through the ceremony because it's catered to you as a couple, which is really, really nice. It's really special. Yeah, so I think our ceremony was quite long. It was like half an hour. Yeah.
Is she doing weddings now?
Yeah, she's still doing them. Yeah.
That's cool.
She did, my uncle got remarried, and she did his wedding as well just recently, so that was really cool. Yeah. That's cool. It's really fun to be involved in that.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you did not, so you didn't even look for a celebrant or anything like that?
No, it was early days that she was like, I'm going to get married. I'm going to marry you guys.
Yeah.
We're like, okay. Done.
Perfect.
Yeah. Because at the time, that was we also had a friend of ours that was a celebrant or had been a celebrant, so we were maybe thinking him, and he married my brother and sister-in-law. Yeah. So we thought, well, maybe we'll ask him, but then Gabi's mum was like, I'm going to marry you. We're like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So it worked out perfectly. Yeah.
So it worked out really well.
At the end of it, how much did you end up spending in total? Like, roughly?
I think it was just under 40,000.
Okay.
Does that sound right? Yeah. Is
that including our honeymoon though?
No. Oh, I don't know. Oh, we could do the maths right now. So, Markovina, we worked that out first. That was around $21,000. Yeah. And this is back in 2021. So I think prices will have changed. But so it was $21,000. That was including the venue, the tables, all of that stuff, and the alcohol and the food. So the alcohol was for the whole wedding, and then we just topped it up by $1,000 at the end, so that it could keep, because we didn't want it to be.
No, it was an extra $10 an extra $10 per person.
And how much was it? How many people?
That was for 98.
Yeah.
Just under 100.
We budgeted for 100.
Yeah, we budgeted for 100.
Yeah. So pro tip though is if you're working out, what's going to get what's better value is drinks package or BYO. One of the pro tips that we got given was, well, if you're going to go BYO or if you're going to put down a bar tab, is write down your invite list and then do a table of how many drinks you think that person's going to do. So 1 to 10 plus. And so a lot of our friends and family, we were thinking 10 plus easy. So when we worked out, okay, of the 100 people invited, how many people are going 10 plus? It was quite a lot. So we're like, well, if we average a drink at, I don't know, $10 a drink or $12 a drink, then what's it going to look like? So then we thought, actually, this all-inclusive package works for us because we've got a lot of drinkers, and putting down a bar tab or
sourcing alcohol would be
quite expensive. Alcohol would have just been, would have been far too, or more expensive than what we had organised. So.
And I've been to some weddings where it gets a little awkward. They're like, bar tab is closing at 7 or like 10,
You were
and
just
then
so early, yeah.
yeah, and then you pay for your own drinks. So like,
Yeah.
it's just
And no one really wants to bring their wallet to a wedding.
No, yeah, it should be all inclusive. Well, that's just personal preference. If you want your guests to stay late, drink and party and dance with the band, you kind of need to include the alcohol.
Yeah. So that and again, that was one of our non-negotiables, is that we wanted to make sure that all of our guests were fully fed, had a massive amount of food, so no one was hungry, and then that everyone had, more than enough to drink, without anyone having to worry about bar tab or wallet. So we wanted to avoid that when we were choosing a venue. So, so that was one of the selling points for Markovina.
Sure. Okay, so 21. And
21.
Yeah, so 21,000, and then we had Yo.
Yeah.
And I think that at the time, from a guess, I think it was like $6,000.
We'll just blur that out.
No,
10 grand, I think it was for you, and we thought that was very reasonable.
I think it was
that.
less than that.
Yeah.
Because you didn't do video.
Oh, yeah.
It was, I think, 5.
5 something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then the band was 5. Yeah. And then flowers, because my friend did it and she was amazing and did it at cost. Yeah. Because she was wanting to start up her floral business. Yeah. And that was $2,500 for all of those flowers.
That is so good.
I know.
So yeah, she really
it was
did
amazing
with that. So
that was literally just like the cost of flowers.
No, it was. It was just the cost of everything. Yeah, she absolutely exceeded my expectations. So I can't wait for her business to start up. Yeah. But I won't say the name yet because it's not ready. And then, so Jacob's wedding ring, that was actually his father's ring, and it has all their family names in it, so it's really sentimental. So that was actually, we didn't have to pay for that.
Yeah, we just got it resized. Yeah, so my old man had massive fingers, so
yeah, and
I remember it's got like I took the photo of the inside of it.
And my wedding band was like over $3,000.
Yeah, we got it made because we got I got her engagement band made from Neve and Sloan.
Can't say
and so then we were like, well, we have to go and get the engagement ring. Engagement band. Sorry, the wedding band to match, and so we went back to Neve and Sloan to organise that. And
then my wedding dress, and my veil and everything, that was $3,000. I got my wedding shoes over in the States for $50, which was amazing because they were really fancy. And yes, that was a good deal. And then it came to a
couple of signs made and got some.
the signage and the place card names and all of that. That was $2,000.
$2,000 for that.
$2,000, but I went to a really nice company. So they were quite like high-end ones. And because we had all of the names done in acrylic so that people could take them home. And I have seen them in people's houses, which is so sweet to know that they actually got home with them.
Up as like a place setting, but also was kind of like the wedding favour that people could take home. And
so we got that. And then hair and makeup. Yeah. So I think the hair each was like $100 per person. Yeah. Makeup, it was actually quite a good deal. I think that was $80 per person. Yeah. And then you pay for travelling fees. Yeah. And then what else did we do?
The Airbnbs and
Airbnb. That was a lovely Airbnb for where I stayed. That I think was $500 a night.
Oh yeah, we stayed 2 nights. Or you stayed one.
Was it that much? Probably just under.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe $300 a night. I don't remember. Yeah. But that was quite a little expense. So
and then the big honeymoon.
Yeah, the honeymoon.
It was COVID, height of COVID, so we couldn't leave the country. So we went to Queenstown. There for 14 days? No, 10 days?
10 days? Or 11 days. It was a long time, but it was amazing. We did everything under the sun that we wanted to do. That cost us $5,000. Gosh, there's got to be something else that we pay. There's all these hidden costs that you tack on that you don't even realise you're paying for. Like, we've got a dog, so we've had to put the dog in a kennel for like 2 weeks. Yeah. Because, we got married and then went away pretty fast. Yeah. What else did we do?
The invites.
Oh, yeah, little things like that.
So which cost you a few $100, and then, but everything adds up. But I think it worked out to be
just
around
under 40.
Just under 40, including the honeymoon. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But then, did you, when you were starting to plan, did you know, Like, did you think it's going to be
Nope.
around there?
No.
Okay.
What opened our eyes was the venue. You think, okay, this many people.
Yeah, so the venue worked out
head,
at
and you're like, oh shit,
$220 per person.
Yeah.
Like $220 per head.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately, on the wedding day, people don't show up. So that's really painful. Yeah, we had a couple of people not show up, which is obviously really upsetting because, you could have given that seat to somebody else. That's one pain in the butt.
Yeah, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Shit happens. It's
Yeah.
like the height of COVID as well, so it's like everyone could have not shown up, or someone could have shown up and given everyone COVID and whatnot. So,
Exactly.
yeah, so
that's fun.
But the budget thing was like I said earlier, that it's like you okay, cool, no, we're 30 grand, and then boom, all of a sudden it's
40.
10 grand more, and or you think 20 grand, and then it's like nope, it's 15, 20 grand more, and you're like, okay, cool. Well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
If you want to invest into and having the greatest day of your life type of thing, to that point, you put into it, and it's one of those things where it's truly a day about you guys. So whatever you want to do, make sure you do it. And so we wanted to make sure that it was a massive, awesome, fun party, and that's how we saw it, and that's how we viewed it. And so then we invested in that and make sure all of our guests helped make such an amazing day memorable.
I was just remembering the other things, that bridesmaids dresses, and so they're like $130 each on sale, and then spray tans, $50 each. Yeah, I went back to the budget. I was on a tangent.
So 99% of our couples go for photo and video, but you were one of the few that did just photos. Was there a reason behind it, or like
cost saving? Purely just cost saving.
Okay.
Yeah. I think because we've seen some videos, some people do videos, and we were kind of just thinking.
I think at the time we didn't know whether we would want them because we weren't sure whether we would want to actually look back at the ceremony or the dances and stuff. But then as time goes on, you do forget what happened on your wedding day. So it is nice to see, people capture things on their phone, but it's always blurry.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be able to have, because you've kept it on a card for us. So it's nice to know that it's there for when we want it, and we do want it. So it took us, it takes time to realize.
I think we were just more thinking, cost saving. It wasn't in one of our non-negotiables. The photos were, but video was it would have been nice to have, but we saw more value putting the money towards a video in somewhere else, like the band or something else. So we knew we wanted you, but we
No, so if looking back at it,
most people go for video. As well, so okay. Cool.
And it's also because I do it slightly differently. So if you were to book me for photos, you don't have to commit to video straight away. Yeah. Because you're still making the budget. I realized that later on, but because you're still working on the budget, and then before, like 3 months before the wedding, or like 2 months, even a month before the wedding, if you feel like, oh, I do have some money left over, then maybe you can add on that video.
It's a good idea,
Yeah, the only thing from my end is I need to make sure the staff is available. So if someone is available to shoot, because I can't do everything by myself, so I'll need a person. Yeah. So I'll just, if that person is available, then I'm more than happy to do it.
I think that's awesome. So, that's kind of like the
but
the spark of your business, is that you're very accommodating. So
thank you.
Yeah.
So,
but honestly, looking in hindsight, you're like, damn it, it should have got it. But
that's what
you don't realize. And that's really something that I wish I had been told by some of my friends, like that you'll forget. I didn't realize I would forget.
No, we did. We were told from a couple of people that it's like we like to look back on every year on the anniversary, look back on it, and it's nice that you remember. It brings back those memories. We just thought we'd get that from photos. But now looking back, we're like,
we don't have enough videos.
Would have been good to have.
Would
have been great to have. I think because we got to the point where it was like, budget was like, it's been blown anyway. So I think knowing now what the day had for us, I think having that extra thing would have been nice to have as well.
When you put so much money and time and effort into a wedding, and if you do have the option to make the video, that's one thing I wish that we had done. That we didn't do. But it's just looking back now that we wish we had, but it's too late. Okay, so I've never been a bridesmaid. I've only ever been a bride. So for me to plan, it was sort of you're discovering along the way.
Yeah.
But one thing I really recommend is not to sweat the small stuff. And if you can in any way make the job of arranging a wedding easier, do it.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to spend months and months leading up to the biggest day of your life getting really frustrated or anxious and upset trying to plan it because things aren't working. I think that, for example, us choosing Markovina as our venue and having everything on site, it took away a massive amount of stress. And we purely did that because at the time I was a flight attendant and I needed convenience. But looking back, I don't really think that I got stressed up until like maybe the week before. I'm like, oops, I've got to really rush to do something. But otherwise I didn't find that it was, and it shouldn't be. You want to really enjoy that lead up time and just really enjoy everything on the day and not have to worry too much. I think the only thing I really got worried about was the bloody mud. I don't want to go walking through it in my dress. So if I had another friend getting married, that's what I'd recommend. And that's what I recommend to any of my friends and my nail clients. Just enjoy every second because, you know, your wedding, ideally, only happens once. Jacob.
Here we go again.
Always the butt of the joke.
So much shit.
Yeah,
so much
you
shit.
got to. You deserve it. So you got it. Yeah, you're only getting married once, everybody. And you've got to make sure that it's stress-free and fun and you just love every second, and having the right people to do the job with you makes it that much better. Yeah. Oh, and doing an engagement shoot before the wedding. Yeah. That was fantastic because we didn't know how to pose. We didn't know how to pose for photos or what to expect or what to do. Yeah. And that was actually a massive asset to us on the wedding day because you're like, hey, do this. And we're like, yeah.
But also just feeling comfortable, you know, like
feeling more comfortable in front of the camera.
Being in front of the camera and posing and you know, when it's all about you, a lot of people, you know, there's definitely people out there that love it, but you know, there's also a lot of people that feel uncomfortable and doesn't come across natural in a photo. So having that engagement shoot where it is just super casual and it's just like, these aren't your wedding photos, so just be silly.
There's no rules as such on the way.
And then you can capture things like I actually literally just looked at our engagement photos last night just to recap, and I was like, oh, that's right, these are bloody cute. Look at us and young in love. How good. I found was I could be silly and just be myself.
But it's a good way to get to know the photographer too. And a good way to, like, you straight away notice I prefer one side of my face. And so on the wedding day, you're not like questioning that. It's just you're straight into it and getting all these epic photos.
Because I guess in my mind when I was thinking photographer, I was thinking, in your face fashion. No, no, don't do this. Give me this. Pout like this. Kissy face. Sultry eyes. Give me sultry eyes. Come on, give it to me more. Like I thought it was going to be like that. I knew it wasn't going to be, but I thought, shit, what if it's like that?
And how was it? Tell me about it.
It's great.
How was it?
You were great. You actually guided us the whole way through. And the ideas that you come up with every time for every wedding, it's actually, like, they're unique for every wedding. And there's some epic shoots that come out of it. Like that post of yours that recently went viral. You know how they're all sitting around and it's like what is it, like 1900s pose, sort of.
Honestly, I did not think anything of it. I was like, okay, that looks nice. Because I shot
we did that for our wedding.
Sorry?
We did one of those for our wedding.
Yes, that's right. The reason I did not post that one, I have posted that one, is because the sun was coming through and everyone has different light on their faces.
Oh, yeah.
Because everything else looks good, but because the sun's coming through the trees, the leaves, and it's got like some people, I think one of your brothers have like half sun like and half
I think my
shade
face
on
as well,
the face.
yeah. You make it black and white though, it'll look like really cool.
So that one was funny. I posted it from my car. So I was sitting in the car, I was like, at a wedding, I was going from one spot to the other, and I was like, I haven't posted in a month, let me just post something.
The one that went viral?
Yeah. So I made it on the phone as well. I was like, so you know some of those videos that that I'm posting where I'm talking on the camera?
Yeah.
It takes me 12 to 15 hours to make a 30 or 45 second video.
Crazy.
But that one that went viral, It took me like less than 10 minutes to make on my phone.
Yeah.
And so
then I
keep doing
posted.
like that then, obviously.
Yeah, I just posted and then came back from the wedding, did my thing, and then next day woke up to 650,000 views.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And
So you
to-
can't see that, but I can see the likes on it, but you can't see the views, right? Because
Yes.
the business counted it.
So
Oh, wow.
Instagram's got about 20 and
Yeah.
TikTok's about 9 million views.
Oh,
and
wow.
Instagram's got 2 million likes and TikTok's 1.5 something.
Yeah, I was watching it all week. I was
Oh, man,
watching
I
it
feel sorry
climb,
for
and I was
your
watching your
DMs.
followers climb. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Like that was crazy followers. I don't know. It went from in 10 days. It went from 4,800 to
To
like
over
42,000
yeah.
now.
Shit.
Yeah, I was
Wow.
watching it. I remember. I was like, I messaged you. I was like, oh, you're now at 21,000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, good.
And you know what? That post, I think the catch part's the song.
yeah,
That's
Yeah.
the catch part for me. The Peaky Blinders song.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's it, Peaky Blinders?
It's
Yeah.
in Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
I did another one of those at a recent wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's not gonna do as well, and I don't know if I want to post it. The photo is really good, but I don't know. I just
been done.
overthink it.
It's been done.
You're
before.
overthinking
Yeah.
it probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you were to do the same thing,
Yeah.
what
My
would you?
advice, I would say, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of just off your personal experiences, but I would say the biggest one is for the guy.
Marry the right
Yeah,
person.
for the guys. That's what.
joking.
No,
Okay,
for the
we
guys,
cut that out.
get involved. Be
Yeah.
involved in it. Help
Yeah.
plan because you want to make sure your flavour and vibe is in it. That pro tip of the drinks side of things, because we had one of our friends just get married and they did BYO and everything like that.
Yeah.
And so like, shit, how are we going to figure out how many people are going to drink? And there's some kids there, some people that don't drink. And I was like, get your list. Do a tally who next to their name, how many drinks you think they're going to be drinking, and if it's 10 plus, then order a couple of extra. And so that's a pro tip. The music is another one. Music can help, can make or break a wedding, I feel. So you want to make sure that the music that's, if you're getting a DJ, that they understand that these are the hits that you want them to include, or this is the vibe that your group is. Or if you're getting a band, just making sure you know what they're like, or you get recommendations from people.
But then you also got to get your people to crack the dance floor. It always takes someone to start dancing it.
But-
Yeah, because you always want to make sure that the wedding goes from, ceremony is pretty special and pretty high. You want to make sure that throughout the day it just keeps going up and up and up and up and up and lifts.
Yeah.
And I think just coming from my DJing experience, also like because after the ceremony you're going to go away at least for half an hour, if not more. Like it's usually more, but if not, at least for half an hour to 45 minutes. And there's got to be some entertainment or music.
Yeah.
And that carries along exactly how you said. Like the ceremony is like soft and slow and emotional and like slow songs, and then it goes up and up from there. And then I think the dance floor is just the first 20 minutes of the dance floor is like the most important to get, because that's when everyone jumps on the dance floor. If whoever's playing, or like the band or DJ or whoever, if they nail that part, then the rest of the night is like good.
Yeah.
Who was the band that you had?
That was...
I forgot.
Who was it?
Was it the same band as Alice and Reese?
No, different. So we had a 5-piece band, and they were called Kid Radio.
Oh, yeah.
Kid Radio, and so I found them because they performed at my brother's wedding, and they were just brilliant, and we fell in love. And so when it was my turn, it was like, I know exactly who we're getting, and I don't care if it's the same as my brother, because I know these guys know how to party. Again, just to follow like on to from Gabi's advice, is if you can get someone else to help you plan it, take it, do it. Or if it's a venue that does everything and you don't need to worry about it, then the amount of stress that will relieve.
And any friends that offer help, just take it.
Would you say a wedding planner would be helpful? Because then there comes a whole extra side of like payment, like you have to pay someone to do that, right?
Yeah. So I think Markovina came with they sort of like had a wedding planner involved. I know our friends Reese and Alice, they had a wedding planner.
Yeah.
And definitely if you're doing a wedding that is like it's in a secluded area and you're bringing everything on site, you need to probably have a wedding planner because it's a lot of
moving parts.
A lot of moving parts
for the couple, especially on the day, because on the day of your wedding, you don't want to be thinking about anything other than showing up, looking your best, and getting married to the person.
Yeah, you don't want to think about
love.
anything. You just want to get married.
You don't want to be thinking, oh shit, have these caterers arrived? Have they got that? If they got power, what if the ice? Oh, let's get there early and set up. You don't want to be doing that. Yeah. So having a planner would probably help. We were fortunate again in the place that we had. That was part of the offering is we set up, we pack down, you show up, you leave, your wedding's done. And so that's what we were like, cool. And if at the time it might have cost more to go to the place that we were at rather than doing like a bit of a DIY or organising a bit more ourselves and being at a different venue, we were willing to pay that extra money because it was like, no, ease, simplicity,
Perfect. Gabi, from you, I'll just get the list of all the vendors and like everything you could supply.
Oh, yeah. Like
well.
Instagram page,
So all the links, so if people want to like check them out and stuff, they can do that as well. So all the info is like in the same.
Yeah, that makes it nice and easy, doesn't it? And like the page, the wedding discussions page, that one's the key. That helped so much.
It's funny. I haven't. So in the last 2 years, I haven't had many people coming through that, but also I haven't been posting. So they changed something 2 years ago or like last year or something, where if you were to look for a photographer, you're like looking for a photographer, budget so and so, and then if you are out of that range or like
you don't
say 3,000 or 3,500, I've found that mostly I'm out of that, so I don't feel it's fair for me to say, oh, you can contact me. And if you were looking for a 3,500 photographer and I say, you can contact me, and then you get in touch.
It's not fair.
And then I'm like, I'm 5,000. And they're like, oh, why did you even comment on it? So I haven't been able to like say, comment on a lot of things.
Yeah.
So that's why I haven't booked much from it.
Oh, that does make sense. Yeah, because I think I searched by the venue on that page. And it shows heaps.
Yeah, but like 80% of my inquiries are coming from Instagram.
Yeah, and they would, your
Instagrams. And but half of the bookings are from like referrals straight away.
Yeah.
So if your friend wanted to get married, they were like, oh, we'll just Gabi told me about you.
Yeah, because
those are like straight away. Those they don't even go into many details. They're like, okay, we'll just book you.
Yeah.
But
because I'm still doing it now. I'm still doing my nails, and then I refer you all the time. I love it. Yeah.
So nails is like you're not looking at.
Yeah. So my nail business, I'm going back flying. So I was for my wedding, I did my own nails, the bridesmaids' nails, and I've been doing that since COVID, since I lost my job with Air New Zealand. But I am going back as of May, and it's so exciting. Thank you.
As of May,
to keep the perks
next month.
No, May started now.
Oh my gosh, is this month?
Couple of weeks.
Blonde moment. Yeah, it's like in less than 2 weeks. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, that's good. And long haul flights as well, right?
Yeah.
So I remember Jacob.
Yeah, I can't wait to see all my friends again. So it's gonna be so good.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's cool. So I know you've started since the wedding. You started your own business. So what is that?
So I'm a mortgage advisor or a financial advisor specializing in mortgages and insurances. So if you're anyone that needs any assistance, help buy a first home, upgrade home, investment properties, or just wanting to have a general chit chat around what's going on in the market, you can contact me. I work for a company called Vega Mortgages. So Jacob T Mortgages, powered by Vega, you could say. You can contact me.
Instagram or
I'm on Instagram, Jacob T Mortgages, and email address Jacob at vegalend.co.nz. That's Vega VEGALEND.
All right, thank you guys. Thank you very much.
No worries. Thanks for having us.
Good.
This was great.
Thank
Brilliant.
you.
Hope it goes well.
Perfect.